This is such a dank bagel. Yo, dude,
Dude,
this
it's
bagel
so
is
good.
so serious.
What's up, everyone? I'm Lindsay, and welcome back to TheMusicDA TV. Today we're here with Iris Lune, and if you all wouldn't mind to introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
I'm Aaron. I play bass, and I'm the hot sauce freak of the band.
I'm Asher. I play guitar and co-produce things with Ella.
Can I grab? Oh, thank you. Thanks. I'm Ella. I sing, play keys, and write a bunch of the music.
I'm Angelo, and I play drums.
Awesome. Thank you all. And if you guys could give me one word each that describes Iris Lune, that brings in like the new people who are listening to you or people who already know you, what would you guys say one word?
Meditative.
Introspective.
I would say mysteriousness.
That was my word,
You can say hot sauce.
so I'm going to say hot sauce.
Yeah, that's 2 words, but
It's cool.
It's
It's like
a
hot sauce, like a
hyphen.
hyphen.
Hot sauce.
A
Yeah,
hyphen
like
in the middle, yeah.
hyphen,
How about
hot
hyphen?
sauce.
that's a good word.
Yes.
hyphen is okay. Hyphen's my word.
Okay. Even better. So to jump into your most recent EP, Lost in Chatter, it has a lot of surrealistic influence, and you've mentioned inspiration from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, their last chapter specifically, as well as for your lead single, Sewing Skylines to Shores, was based off Virginia Woolf's Suicide. So are there any other literary references throughout the EP?
Literary references, no, I don't
Sun?
think so. Well, actually, yeah, true. Sun is based off of the story of Icarus and his father, but it's from his dad's perspective.
Okay.
You know, there are plenty of songs and pieces written about Icarus, but I don't know if there are a lot written from his dad's perspective and like from the grief, that he has to deal with. Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. And was this the idea from like the very beginning of the planning of the EP to pull from this stuff, or did it just is that how
No,
it came together?
Just kind of came together organically like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I really love that turn. I also read somewhere that you guys were Dali fans. Huge fan. I could be butchering the name of this, but Un Chien Andalou is my favorite movie he did. It's a short film. Great.
Yeah, I think we all love like pulling ideas from different places. And I mean, you mentioned Dali, so like I'm a huge fan of surrealism. And I think the Alice in Wonderland reference also comes from that, because this whole line of like what's real and what's not real, I just love playing around with that. And what I specifically love about Dali is that he has this amazing technique, but he uses it to create a whole new world, and it's so cool. So yeah, that's a big inspiration.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. But it's really cool that you guys pulled from the surrealism, and yeah, I love that. You've been working on music for some time, and to follow up with to bring in like the evolution of your sound, so where you started, where you're going, where do you think you could use the most help to bring your vision and what you're creating to the next step?
I think basically we've had, like, every year's been better than the past, and we've made a lot of developments in, musical and then personal chemistry. I feel like this year's been huge for us, having done some of the biggest shows that we've done, and we have a hot sauce that's part of our merch line now that we're all really excited about. And basically the next step would be to kind of establish just like a presence in the people that resonate with those things that we're putting out there. Now that we've had some looks and stuff by some bigger publications and whatnot, just to kind of keep on doing that and seeing who's already got their ear to the ground and seeing how we can reach them.
Yeah. So if there's one thing in the music industry that you guys could change and had the power to, what would it be?
I think I would love to see more female producers around, and it's pretty much a boys' club. It's getting there, but I would love to see, yeah, just a lot more badass female producers.
I guess it's something that's been happening for a while, as like major record companies have kind of been on the decline, but I think the promotion of more independent artists and like people who don't have the backing of like huge companies is something that I support. So
I guess this is something that is happening on some level, but something I would like to see more of is like bands collaborating and kind of forming more collectives and like events together. Like one of our influences, this band 100 Waters, they have this festival called the Arcosanti Festival, right? That sounds and it just seems like such a cool event where they like invite a bunch of people down and then they all like have a bunch of interaction that's happening down there and like create a bunch of new work, it seems. More things like that, and like more tribes, like more like communities
like
of people like working together.
stuff.
Yeah, because like it is hard to get your brand and your name out there and like cut through the noise. And if you can do that as a group, we feel like we're, a part of like a really incredible group of different bands here, that, yeah, we all share like a similar vision and therefore are like trying to strive for bigger and better things. And we can kind of like feed off of each other, both for inspiration and like marketing ideas and things like that. So just more collaboration, I think, would be great amongst indie artists.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then one thing you all like about the music industry, to flip it. Don't like it. No,
Yeah, I think because of how fickle it is, I feel like to excel and to really establish a voice in the music industry, you need to adapt. It pulls a very entrepreneurial sense of adaptation from anyone who kind of ventures in it. And I think that part's really cool because I think a lot of people, kind of go through the very typical path of go to varying levels of school and then you get a 9-to-5 and then you retire at this age and then or you get married at this age and you get a house and all that. It's great, and like that's the general structure for a reason. But I think the music industry for me has showed me that, one, I can be my own boss, but two, like if there's something that you want to see happen in the industry, there's somebody out there who also wants to see it. And like Asher was saying, you can find them, especially with the internet now, having that sense of adaptation and like creation. Like I feel like that is something that's helped me a lot and it's pulled out of me.
Another thing I think, and this kind of pulls off of what Aaron's saying a little bit, is because the artist has to do so much right now, it forces things to be from the artist. So like everything happens from the artist. A lot of the marketing ideas, a lot of like the production is happening more and more from the artist. Like you don't have to go and do a big recording studio to track everything. A lot of it you can do in your basement, and like there's just so much like really interesting work that's come like in the past 10 years, I think, or more, from artists just like working within these like restrictions or limitations financially, and like having to kind of push through and like just more like I think there's a lot of organic art that's happening because of that.
I'm gonna change the subject from you two guys, but I think something I like about music industry as a whole is, I think generally most people are pretty progressive, like in the political realm. I mean, of course there are some exceptions, but I think as a whole, the musician community is ahead of the curve in terms of like progressive ideas, and I like being a part of a community that is about those things. And
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, that's really awesome. Yeah.
I don't have anything to say.
You're like, I'm good. No, going back to you all were talking about kind of, especially you like artists having to really, you know, being able to come up with their ideas, how to market stuff and do all that. You see a lot of that with merchandise and, you know, people being allowed not to just be musicians, but maybe like they draw for this or they create for that. I know you all have created hot sauce. So why hot sauce? What was the route? Like, what was the decision behind that?
Give this one to you, Aaron.
Yeah, it's really all Aaron's fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. Basically, I've just been a fan of hot sauce, spicy foods for, you know, my whole life. And so the store in Brooklyn called Hedonist, when that opened and, you know, I got in with the guys there, I met Brody Dawson from Dawson's Hot Sauces through that store, and he and I quickly became friends. He's a musician as well, and we joked for a while about, you know, doing like a signature band hot sauce. And over the past few months, then we kind of started talking about the actual things that would need to happen for it to work, and pretty simple things. Scott Siskind, the designer who did our last EP album cover, you know, he did the label. And as far as the sauce itself, like I remember one rehearsal I brought in like a bunch of hot sauces, and we taste tested a bunch of things and talked about all the details, you know, obviously what we wanted to taste like, but also, you know, color. Yellow was a big one for us because you know, we tie everything back to the moon and stuff, and having that, like, we started sending, you know, notes, and Brody sent like a few versions of, you know, different sauces that he was working on, and we together kind of molded this recipe into something that now is like uniquely ours, that Brody makes, but you know, is an Iris Lune like original. So
That's so awesome.
yeah, and basically it wasn't to try and get a cool merch item, to be honest. Like I have another hot sauce also that, you know, is, I guess, part of my personal line, but it's just, maybe it comes from this need to, I feel like hot sauce has a role in everybody's life, and just most people don't know it, you know? And so it's just like, oh, well, this is cool, you know? And this is just another, combining music and hot sauce, my two favorite things.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're all
Yeah,
extremely
and we're all,
supportive.
like,
So
foodies. Like, we all love food.
yeah.
We all cook a lot, and
Yeah.
like we've been doing band dinners, and like we're going to be doing a band
Yeah.
breakfast this week, and
yes.
yeah,
Nice.
it's fun.
That's awesome. No, so we obviously know about your hot sauce and everything. So we had the guys from Bagel in Hoboken create your own jumbo bagel for you with your hot
Whoa,
sauce.
what?
It's like literally.
What? This is a bagel?
That's the biggest bagel I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Can we get Guinness Book of World Records in here?
Yeah, no, I know. It's huge. So
Inside.
yeah.
Amazing.
There's food in there.
There's food in there.
How many, like,
Whoa.
Yeah.
how do you make this?
How long did this take? Is this like
A lot of time, yeah. So
Wow,
yeah,
this is quite a gift.
yeah, I know, and
Thank
it's with
you.
your hot sauce.
Oh.
So what
Baller.
what's in it?
Amazing.
It is. We are gonna try it. You guys are gonna. It's a game of
Gonna see how good our palates
pick
are.
up the
right?
bagel, and what you can taste is what's inside of it.
pass these down?
It's amazing. Thank you, Bagel.
Yeah.
Oh, Bagel. Thank you.
What a bagel!
Yeah, so let's do this.
All right, I'm gonna
Alright.
put this microphone down.
Who's
Yeah,
first?
yeah. All right.
Lost in chatter, in all that doesn't matter. Turn the screen off.
So we're really excited because we are not only getting to do this interview with you all, but we're also working together for our event, the VR World event that we're doing, Music Meets VR. you all are performing at it, and so I just want to know like what you all think is very important to bridge the gap between music and VR and like that form of entertainment, bringing them together.
We were actually talking about this when we were at VR World last week with the photo shoot. It'd be really cool to be able to experience like music videos in VR. Like something that people have been doing is shooting music videos with 360 cameras, and I think that could be really cool to incorporate into like the music world, so you can like look around and be seeing different parts of the video.
Or we could have like we would perform, but it would be like a Google Earth thing, so we'd be like on top of a mountain, and everybody.
Whoa.
I don't know. That could be cool, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, and also I think, a big goal, at least in this band with our music, is to create this like really immersive atmosphere and environment sonically. So incorporating VR would just be like the next level to that, So like feeling the sound coming at you from different ways, like different angles, and being able to kind of like create the visual environment that caters to like the sounds that we're creating, which are often like organic things that we've manipulated anyways. So like to like throw someone in this kind of like dripping wet jungle, or something like that, when we have all these like really like, sorry for saying this word, moist sounds.
Don't forget the zombies.
But and the
And the zombies.
We're gonna need the zombies to come. And
definitely.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Zombies have to be there. I get
Totally.
that.
they're gonna dance with us.
And then eat us later.
No, it's really awesome. I think it is really cool to see music and almost kind of something that started out more like a gaming platform, but like coming together so that people can really just immerse themselves even deeper than, like just listening to it in your headphones. All of a sudden you're like literally with the band or, with the musician. I think it creates such a cool, like you said, atmosphere and feeling for like, the listener. And I think it's gonna be a really fun event too to have you all there.
Yeah, and I mean, just to touch on that, I really think that good music or good art, it takes you through a journey, and I think that connecting VR and music just takes that to the next level, and it actually allows, like Asher was saying, the visual and the musical and everything to become this one immersive experience, one like cohesive thing. So we're really excited to be part of it.
No, I think the event's going to be really fun. And that about does it for this video. And we are really happy to have you all here. But for everyone else, please don't forget that we will be having our podcast on Monday with Iris Lune, and that's going to talk more about Iris Lune's hot sauce, their experience where they went into the wilderness and made music, and more thoughts just on the music industry and music in general. So don't forget to tune into that podcast on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Hi, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so that every Saturday you can get new interviews. Also remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as catching our podcast every Monday. You can go to TheMusicDA TV. All the links are in our description.